Hey kids!
Hi kids!
We're so happy you are watching LifeKids online. Whether you're here at church or you're watching at home, we're so excited that you are here today. We're going to continue our series on Unmasked. That is that we're talking about integrity. And here at LifeKids, we are saying integrity is choosing to be truthful in whatever you say and do.
I also want to remind you about our Bible verse that is found in the book of Proverbs, chapter 10, verse 9. And it says like this: anyone who lives without blame walks safely, but anyone who takes the crooked path will get caught. So now I want you guys to repeat it after me. Are you ready?
We are.
Anyone who lives without blame walks safely, but anyone who takes the crooked path will get caught. Awesome job, everyone. Now let's repeat it all together.
Let's do it.
Anyone
who
who lives without blame
lives without blame
walks safely,
walks safely,
but anyone
who
who takes the crooked path
takes the crooked path
will get caught.
will get caught.
And once again, that is found in the book of Proverbs, chapter 10, verse 9.
Now, you guys have had 3 weeks of this verse, so by now, I think you already know this verse. But today we have a bottom line that we want to share with you. And the bottom line is, when you're not truthful, you lose trust. Come on, I want to hear you even louder. So repeat after me, say, when you're not truthful, you lose trust.
You lose trust.
And today we have Victoria coming and tell us a Bible story from the book of 2 Kings, chapter 5, and a character named Naaman. You don't want to miss this story, but before we get into our Bible time, how about if everybody here at church and at home stands up on their feet and let's all praise Jesus.
Something to say and it will be heard. I made up my mind, not afraid to show. That's right, gonna leave the past behind, gonna let the whole world know I am who God says I am. Let me tell you that I am who God says I am. I am forgiven, I am a winner, I have been chosen. Jesus, I am yours. Jesus, I am yours. Forever. Jesus, I am yours. Forever. I am. Jesus, I am yours. I belong to the one who saved me. I belong to the one who gave his life. So I will take my place. I will stand and say, Jesus, I am yours. I am who God says I am. I am who God says I am. Let's go. I am who God says I am. 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 I am forgiven. I am a winner. I have been chosen. Jesus, I am yours. Jesus, I am yours.
amazing time of praise and worship.
It was.
Now it's Bible time. So I invite everyone to take a seat and let's listen to this Bible story together.
Hey Life Kids, I'm so excited to be here with y'all for Bible time. Now, we're talking about integrity, right? Choosing to be truthful in whatever you say and do. Now let's watch this video and so it can help us understand our story a little bit better.
During the time of Israel's kings, there lived a servant named Gehazi. He served the great prophet Elisha, whose power and authority as God's messenger went unquestioned by the Israelites and even the pagans who lived around them. To minister to God's people, Gehazi traveled with Elisha through the country to relay God's commands and warnings. Gehazi did whatever Elisha told him to do and was present for nearly all of Elisha's miracles. Often, they found themselves traveling through Shunem. Whenever they stopped there, a wealthy woman invited them to have dinner at her house with her and her husband. Gehazi and Elisha stopped there so often that the Shunammite woman convinced her husband to build a room for them on the roof where they could sleep and rest anytime they passed through town. One day, Elisha asked Gehazi for his opinion. He wanted to bestow some kindness on the woman for her hospitality. Gehazi pointed out that the woman had no children and her husband was old. So because of Gehazi's keen eye and God's miraculous power, the Shunammite had her deepest longing fulfilled the next year with the birth of her son. But years later, the boy died in his mother's arms. The Shunammite traveled by donkey 15 miles to find Elisha at Mount Carmel. She fell at his feet in grief, which caused Gehazi to push her away in protection of his master. But Elisha received her, asked her what happened, and sent Gehazi ahead of him to her house to put his staff on the dead boy's face. Gehazi waited with the dead boy until Elisha arrived and breathed life back into the boy's body. Another time, Naaman, an army commander from the neighboring country of Aram, came to Israel looking for Elisha. He had leprosy and wanted to be healed. Gehazi took his request to Elisha and reported back to him. Elisha says, "Go dunk in the Jordan River 7 times and you will be healed." Naaman was insulted by the instructions, but after his servants pleaded with him to try it, Naaman went to the river, obeyed Elisha's directions, and was healed. He was so thrilled he raced back to Elisha's house and offered him generous gifts, saying that now he understood and believed in the God of Israel. Elisha refused to take anything and sent Naaman away. But Gehazi reconsidered the offer and slipped away to catch up with Naaman's entourage. "2 prophets just arrived from far away," Gehazi said. "My master said to ask you for 2 sets of clothes and a talent of silver for them." Naaman was happy to oblige, and he gave Gehazi 2 talents of silver and the 2 sets of clothes. Gehazi took the gifts and hid them in his own house. When Elisha asked Gehazi where he had gone, Gehazi lied again and said he hadn't gone anywhere. As punishment for his greed, Elisha cursed Gehazi with Naaman's leprosy, and Gehazi left Elisha's servants, apparently forever.
That was such a good video. It does help me visualize a lot better this story. Now let's just recap a little bit. So who's Elisha? Elisha was a prophet in Israel, and he also had a servant named Gehazi. Now during these times, Israel was at war with this nation called Aram. And there's this other guy named Naaman. He was a super brave soldier. He was also an Aramean soldier. And on top of that, he had a skin disease. So not super cool, but we'll get to that. Now, at that point, they had captured an Israelite girl. This girl became Naaman's wife's servant. And this girl, she ended up telling them and seeing Naaman's skin disease, she said, "This can be healed. There's someone in my nation who can heal you." Naaman got super excited and he was like, "You know what? I need to go there." So he went to the king of his nation to get a letter to go to Israel. He went all the way over there and eventually he got to Elisha, but not necessarily in the way that he would have wanted. So he got to Elisha and Elisha ended up sending him a messenger and told him this. And this is in 2 Kings chapter 5, verse 10. "Go and wash yourself 7 times in the Jordan River. Then your skin will be restored, and you will be healed of your leprosy," which is that skin disease that he was talking about. So it seems pretty easy, right? But Naaman didn't think so right off the bat. He was upset. He was like, okay, why can't you not come and talk to me yourself? Why'd you have to send a messenger over here? Am I not good enough? Are you too high above me? So he was pretty upset. But I mean, you can imagine it can be a little bit upsetting. It's like sending someone to you guys to talk to you about something that I was trying to say to you. Doesn't seem too nice, but you know what? His servants convinced him. This is super simple. It's a super simple commandment, or like a little way to get healed. It could have been something super hard, but it's just something like washing yourself in the river. So his servants convinced Naaman to go and do it. And guess what? He got healed, which is an incredible miracle in itself, but the story doesn't end there. So Naaman, he was so grateful, and he wanted to give a gift to Elisha, some money. And Elisha was like, no, I can't take that, I refuse. And so he said, go in peace. Naaman left. He promised to worship God, and he left happy and healed. Now, remember this guy named Gehazi? He's Elisha's servant. He thought otherwise. He was like, no, I think Elisha let him off too easy. I mean, if you think about it, this guy was an Aramean soldier as well. They were at war with Israel. But he decided to run all the way back to him without telling Elisha, literally ran. And Naaman's over here like, oh, super chill. He just had left. He's healed, happy, content. He's like, okay, what's up? And Gehazi's like, Elisha actually told me that he does want the gift. Did Elisha say that? No, right? So Gehazi lied in that moment. And Naaman was more than happy to give him that gift, and actually even more than that. He gave him double what he had originally said he would give. And so Gehazi, he left with double amount of gifts, amount of money, and he brought it all the way back to Elisha's home. And he hid it in there. Elisha's over here like, all right, I already know what happened, but let me just see what's going on. So Elisha asked Gehazi, where have you been? And Gehazi, once again, he lies and he says, I haven't been anywhere. What do you mean? And then in that moment, Elisha told him, my spirit went with you. I already know what happened. And the consequence that followed that was that Gehazi actually ended up having the same skin disease that Naaman was healed from. It's not a super happy part of the story, but it does teach us something. Remember, we can learn a lot from people who did the right thing, but we can also learn a lot from people who didn't do the right thing. And in this case, Elisha and Gehazi, they're super close. Gehazi is Elisha's servant, but in that moment, that broke a trust. Elisha felt like he couldn't trust Gehazi anymore because he had lied. He was dishonest. So remember, the bottom line says, when you're dishonest, you lose trust. And that can go both ways. If I'm dishonest with you, you would lose trust in me. And if you were dishonest to me, I could lose trust in you. And isn't it so much better to just live with integrity and just all trust each other? I mean, think about this. Have you ever let someone borrow your money? I brought my piggy bank today. I don't know if you can hear all of those coins, but I have let people borrow money, and just think, they'll say something like, oh, I'll pay you tomorrow, or I'll pay you whenever my mom gives me some money next week, something like that. And then tomorrow comes and they haven't paid you back, and you're like, okay, that's fine, I'll give them a grace period, that kind of thing. And then a week goes by and they still haven't given you anything back, and you're just kind of like, okay, well, I guess I'll see what happens. And then another week passes and they come up to you and they're like, hey, I actually need to borrow money again, just $1 really quick. I promise I'll pay you back today or tomorrow. In your head, you would think, you lied to me, you were dishonest, and you said that you would pay me back for the last time I let you borrow money, but you haven't. You would be less inclined or less likely to let them borrow money, right? That's what this story is talking about. And not just that, I also wanted to remind y'all, it may look like lying will get you somewhere. I mean, Gehazi, whenever he lied to Naaman about Elisha telling him about the gifts, he got what he wanted. He ended up getting even more than what he wanted, right? But even in our memory verse, it says, those who walk a crooked path will get caught. And that's what happened here. Gehazi ended up lying again to Elisha whenever Elisha confronted him, and it didn't go well, right? Lying will not help you in the long term. It will not save you in the long term. So I wanted to remind you guys to be honest, to live with integrity. Think about it in this other way. Whenever someone tells you that they are gonna go to your soccer game or to your dance recital or something like that, and they promise, I'll be there Monday night, Friday night, whatever it is, and then they don't end up being there, it makes you less likely to trust that they're gonna be there the next time, right? So, like I said, I wanted to remind you guys of this important thing. We need to choose to be truthful in whatever we say and do. We wanna be honest so that we can connect with others better, so we can trust each other better. And that's like a way better way to live. All right, let me pray for y'all. God, I thank you so much for this awesome day. I thank you that you are faithful and that you are trustworthy and honest. I pray that you would give us the strength to be honest with the rest of our lives, God, that this week we can be honest people, that we can live with integrity in whatever we say and do, that we can be honest to our siblings, that we can be honest to our friends and even our parents, Father, that we wouldn't be afraid to just be truthful people, to be people that live with integrity. I thank you that you are the foundation that we live on, that your word is true, and that whenever we don't know if something is true, we can always go back to your word. I pray this in your name. Amen. All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Pop quiz! Pop quiz! Pop quiz!
Hey Life Kids, welcome to the Pop Quiz. I'm Victoria and this is my friend Richard.
Hey guys.
We're so excited to be here as always. I wanted to remind you about the points. Girls, we got 54,000 points, so good, but the boys are in the lead with 66,000 points.
That is right. So currently the boys are in the lead, Victoria.
But not for long, not for
Okay,
long.
okay. But as you guys know, we're gonna have our questions, but we're gonna have the ultimate showdown. And if you remember, that's going to be 10,000 points in the first round if you knock down all of the cups. And remember, we have bonus points. And if you knock down those extra bonus points, that's an extra 3,000 points. So guys, we are so excited for this, and get ready, and I hope you guys are paying attention, okay?
Let's
right,
do it.
Victoria? All right. So guys, get ready for question 1.
Round 1, here we go.
The question is, what is our bottom line for today? Is it A, be truthful to God, B, be kind to others, or C, when you are not truthful, you lose trust?
All right. This is a good question, but I know my girls are paying attention. A, B, or C? Because they're all true, but which one is the correct answer? I got y'all. We're gonna go with C.
C.
Yes,
Are you sure?
absolutely.
Okay, so C is the correct answer. All right, good job, good job. Okay.
All right, here's a question for the boys. In what book of the Bible is our story found? A, Joshua 5:9, B, 1 Kings 2:7, or C, 2 Kings 5?
That's tricky. But boys, I know you're paying attention to the story. So what do you say? You think it's A, B, or C? Okay. All right, we got our answer, Victoria.
All right, let's hear it.
We're gonna go with C.
C,
Yes.
and C is correct. Awesome job.
Yes.
So, boys and girls, we're off to a good start.
Yes.
5,000 points each. Now, let's go to the ultimate showdown. All right, it's time for the ultimate showdown. I'm ready. Richard, are you ready?
I'm definitely ready.
All right, so remember, this round, whoever knocks the most down is gonna get 10,000 points.
Yes.
Plus the bonus points.
Okay.
All right, help us count down to, or count from 3, okay?
All right.
Let's go.
So, 3, 2, 1. That's,
Oh no!
Okay. So, kind of looks like a tie here.
No. Look
No.
at this cup right here.
This-
Richard. Look
okay,
at
I
this.
guess. All right. So we'll go ahead and give it to the girls.
Girls,
Yeah.
we took it this round. Awesome job. 10,000 points plus 3,000 more because of the bonus points. We're killing
right.
it, okay?
All right, good job, guys. Okay, guys, now it's time for round 2. Okay, girls, so here's your question. It is, what is the name of Elisha's servant? Is it A, B, or C?
All right. Girls, I know you got me. What do you think it is? So I don't think Ephraim was in the Bible story, right? So it has to be A or B. All right, I hear you. We're gonna go with B.
B?
Yes.
Okay, and that's your final answer, Victoria.
Yep.
Okay, and B is the correct answer. All right, good job, guys.
On it
Wow.
today.
Okay.
Next question is for the boys. What is our theme of this month? A, faith, B, creativity, or C, integrity?
All good answers, but boys, I know you've been paying attention to this month. So, what do you say? You think it's A, B, or C? I already know you guys know that answer. Okay, so Victoria, we're gonna go with C.
All right, you're 100%?
Yes, 100%.
And C is correct.
Great, awesome. Good job, boys.
Awesome job, 10,000 points for the both of us there.
Yes.
Now let's go to that second ultimate showdown.
Okay.
All right, this is getting heated. We got some good competition here. Girls, we got 82,000 points now, and the boys are just 1,000 points away with 81,000 points.
Right, so we're in close quarters right now.
Yep.
So the heat is on, okay? So also, I had the cup on the table, but you have to remember all the cups have to be completely off of the table
That's right.
in order for it to count, okay? All right, so Victoria, we're gonna count down from 3.
Let's do it.
You ready?
Yep.
All right. Three, 2, 1, go.
Oh, I feel like I'm getting better at this every time. Richard, what does this look like?
The first one. Okay, so Victoria, you and the girls, you got it. I admit that. So congratulations, girls. You are currently in the lead right now.
That is so true. Girls, I need you to get up on your feet right now so that we can celebrate together.
Girls rule, na 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 na. Girls rule, na 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 na. Hey!
Hey, awesome job, girls. Y'all did an amazing job today. Now, we are in the lead with 100,000 points, and the boys have 81,000 points.
That's right.
But the boys had a good game as well.
It's okay, boys. You know, we did good. We did our best, but we're gonna go ahead and come back next week, right?
Always next week.
Yeah.
We can't wait to see y'all next week. We'll see you then.
Bye, guys.
Hey kids, welcome to Connect Time. We are so happy to be together today and continue to talk during this Connect Time about an important subject. And as always, we have boys and girls to share with us what are they thinking, what are they feeling, and also what's the perspective on the subject that we are learning. And before I continue, I want the girls to introduce themselves. So go ahead, girls.
Hi, I'm Sophie.
Hey guys, I'm Allison.
Hey, I'm Alexa.
Now let's go ahead and give a chance to the boys to introduce themselves.
I am David.
Good job. So we got David and Nestor joining us and participate in Connect Time. Now, this week, we are talking about an important Bible story and the story of Elisha and the miracle that he did to heal a man that he was a leper. And the name of this man was Naaman. But also during this story, it involves a servant of Elisha, and that was Gehazi. Okay, and this man, he was very particular on the way that he conduct himself. And we're gonna talk about that because remember, we're talking about integrity, right? And we gotta remain truthful to everything we do and say. And this character in the Bible actually happens to do something that I think many of us we struggle with, and that is lies. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever told a lie to someone? I think all of us, we have made a mistake, right, when doing that. Now, let me ask you this first question. Do you think that there are good lies or just bad lies, or good and bad lies? What do you think about that? Who wants to go first? All right, Nestor, and then Sophie.
There are no good or bad lies. There's only just a lie. There's no such thing as good or bad.
Okay.
There's such thing as a surprise and a secret. Secrets are lies, most likely to be.
Okay, all right. Sophie, what do you think about that? Do you think that there are different kind of lies, like good or bad?
Well, sometimes, because a good lie might be like if you lie to help your friend. So, like, if your friend, let's say, is stuck in a castle, and the only way you can get your friend out is by lying, maybe that could be an example.
Okay, so what do you guys think? Do you think that there are, we have two perspectives right now, right? Nestor says, no, there's no such thing as good or bad, or yeah, good or bad lies. And Sophie said, well, there may be some good lies that we may have. What do you guys think? What do you think, Alexa?
I think kind of what they both said. Well, every lie is a sin, so it's technically like a bad thing, but sometimes you could use it to help someone. Like Sophie said, to help your friend.
Okay, now let's go ahead and keep talking about that, right? It's interesting perspective because you guys are coming from, if I say something to help someone, maybe that's a good thing. Okay, what if what you said to help someone later on comes out and everybody happens to know that what you say was a lie? Do you help someone, or what will be your credibility before other people because you say a lie? What do you think about that example? What do you think, David?
If you're just talking and you just spit out a lie that you've done, you feel like I was supposed to keep that a secret, but then you told your friends, and now everyone knows the lie that you've done, and then you feel like a little messed up.
Allison, what do you think about that? Do you think that you can probably lie on behalf of a friend, but what if later on the rest of your friends happen to know that what you say was a lie?
Well, when I tell a lie and someone knows, sometimes I just try to just kind of try to make another lie and get away with the lie that they think is true.
Right.
I feel like that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
But yeah.
So we're gonna go in that direction as well, and we're gonna keep talking about it because Allison mentioned something really, really good and important, and that is once you say a lie and it's out there, in order for you to sustain that and keep it up there, you need to keep lying, right? And then when you keep lying, what are you doing? Boom, 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 boom,
You're
boom.
putting a lie on top of a lie and you're creating a lie sandwich.
Now, let me ask you something. How many of you brush your teeth today? All right. What happened when you squeeze that toothpaste?
It comes out.
Whenever the toothpaste comes out of the container, can you put it back up?
No. Well, it depends if you open a lid.
No, right? It's so hard. I think that's exactly what happened. Whenever we tell a lie, it just come out and it's already out. It's like, oh my goodness, it's already out. And then I have two options. Keep lying to sustain that, to make sure it happen, or recognize that and tell everybody, I'm sorry, everybody. Guess what? I lied. Forgive me. Let's do a quick exercise, right? For example, let's pretend that, for example, I'm gonna tell you, I run a marathon, okay? I haven't done it, never done it, but I'm gonna say that. What do you think I will have to do that if I told you that and you start asking me questions? What do you think is gonna happen? Let's do that. What kind of questions would you ask me if I told you that I run a marathon? Okay, Nestor, what question?
How many miles did you run?
Okay, well, that's a good question. You know what? Well, I was really tired though. I run every single one of those miles. I can tell you that for sure. I think it was about 26 miles, 26.2 or something around that. It was very sweaty though. Okay, what other questions do you have for me? I run a marathon. Go ahead, Allison.
Did you run without stopping?
You know what? That's a good question. And yes, I did. You know what? I was just running and I couldn't stop. And once I started, I mean, I was pretty good. What else, Alexa? What question do you have?
Do you have a medal?
Oh, you know what? I'm glad you asked that because when I finished, I was so thirsty. And when they were giving medals, I went on to get some Gatorade. And when I went to the store and I went to look for the special Gatorade that I like, because you know what? I like the one that is like lemonade and cucumber. And then when I came back, guess what? There were no more medals. I didn't get a medal after everything I run. Can you believe that? Jeez.
No, I can't.
Okay, I'm gonna stop. All right, I think that was good enough of example, right? Can you see, right, the nature that once you start lying, you need to keep going. Like you say, right, Alexa said, you need to start making a lying sandwich, just because saying one lie, it will require of you to keep lying, and that's not good enough. Now, let's go ahead and be practical. Let me ask you, have you ever say a lie to make sure that you save yourself from getting in trouble? Let's say that something broke down in the house and you say it was not you, it was your siblings. Have you ever done that? Okay, Nestor, what do you want to share with us?
I mean, I don't really have good memory of it, but it went something like me. I don't remember what me and my sister were arguing about. It was like when I was like 8 or something. And so like, we were like squabbling going on about, I don't remember what. And so we were like fighting, and then I think I remember we wrote like something, but like, or ripped something. I don't remember, but it was something like that, and I blamed it on my sister.
Okay, all right. Who has a story? Who wants to go? Allison? Okay, go, Allison.
So, I know my dad's gonna probably watch this video, so I'm gonna like say sorry, Dad. So what happened is, like, my dad has this like well, not like a radio, but like a speaker that has like, you know, like one of those circles that has like the foam, like, so it's not too loud. I like touched it because I'm like so curious all the time, and it kind of just like stayed there in that position. And once my dad
went into the room and saw that, he got really mad, and I blamed it on my little brother.
Oh no. All right. Well, thank you for sharing, Allison. Who wants to share something else? All right, Sophie, you have something?
So one time me and my brother were wrestling, because I don't know, we like to wrestle, and there was a pencil holder with a bunch of pencils and pens like on the side of the table. I don't know why, it was just like on the edge. And then we were wrestling, and I was running back to charge at him, and then he was like right next to the table, and I charged at him and kind of pushed him, and the pencil box just fell out through the pencil holder, and the just fell everywhere, and the pencils went everywhere.
Oh, wow. That's incredible. You see, we have a story, right? I think David wanted to share something as well. David, you want to tell us?
Yeah. So me and my sister, we were in the living room playing with a ball, and then we were throwing it around, and then I threw it, and then I hit something, and then I blamed it on my sister when my mom saw it.
Oh, wow. You blame it on your sister. You know what? I also have a story. And one day, I think I was your age. I don't know exactly all the details, I don't remember, but for some reason, my older siblings, I have two older siblings, a sister and a brother. For some reason, they got me out of the house and they locked me out. So I was actually knocking down as loud as I can so they can open the door for me. And guess what? I decided to pick a broom and I was banging the door so they can hear me and they can open the door. And when I was doing that, the door was actually half glass and half metal. So I was banging the door on the metal and I didn't pay attention. And the next time what I do, I went on and I hit the glass. So I broke the glass. Guess what happened? When my parents came afterward, they asked us who did it. Guess what I said? My siblings did it. And they got in trouble, but when the truth came out later after they got spanked, guess what? They came after me, so I got spanking too. So I want you to think that sometimes when you do that, you get in trouble and you don't want.
Sometimes.
Well, all the time. Yes, you're right, Sophie. It's not sometimes, it's all the time. And you know what? That's something very true, because sometimes you think, I'm gonna lie just a little and nobody's gonna know. Remember, in order to keep and sustain that lie, you need to keep lying, and the day will come where the truth's gonna come out and everything's gonna come to pass. Now, let's talk about a book that I read when I was a kid as well. That was the book of Peter and the Wolf. Probably you guys have read that story. Maybe you have seen that cartoon. Now, I want David, tell us what you remember about that story, David.
On the story of Peter and the Wolf, Peter, he was caring for the sheep, and then he was getting bored, so he started yelling, "A wolf! A wolf! A wolf!" And then all the people that lived in the village came, and there was no wolf. And then they left, and then later Peter got bored again, and then he said, "A wolf! A wolf! A wolf!" And then all the villagers came again, but there was still no wolf. And then they left. But on the third time, there was a real wolf. And then when Peter yelled, "A wolf! A wolf!" none of the villagers came because they thought he was lying again. So the wolf ate all the sheep. So the moral of the story is that the more you lie, the less truthful other people trust in you.
That's so good. And I'm so glad you shared at that level of detail, David, because you know what? There is a moral to this story. And that's what we want to make sure that all of you, Life Kids, you guys get this down. If you continue to lie, and if you live a life of lies, guess what's gonna happen? People are not gonna believe you whenever you're saying the truth, because you have been saying something and it was not real. You were talking about there's a wolf and there was no wolf. But when the wolf came, it was too late. People already make up their minds thinking, you know what, that's not true. He's probably telling us a lie. So, Allison, what do you think about this story and what can we learn out of this? Speaking about not lying.
Well, just don't lie, because I don't know. Just don't lie, because people won't trust you when you make more lies. And that's all I have.
That's good. I'm gonna go with Alexa and then Nestor. Go ahead, Alexa.
Probably like the moral, like the more you lie, the less people trust in you. So then whenever if you lie a lot and people will recognize you from that, then the next time you're telling the truth, they'll believe you're lying again, because that's what you do most of the time.
Nestor?
My mom says that that once you lie and you lose someone's trust, it's hard to earn it back. So it's better if you don't lie, so you don't lose trust.
That's so true. And you know what? The big answer for this week, we're gonna be learning that when you're not truthful, you lose trust, and that's so true. I want you to know that building trust, it takes time, it takes effort, but you may lose trust very quick. One lie will be enough probably to lose that trust that you can build with somebody else. So make sure that you are always truthful with your parents, with your friends, with your teachers, with your spiritual leaders, with everybody around you, because that will make a difference, okay? Remember, if you tell lies, that lie is gonna come back and beat you. It's gonna come back and say like, what? I thought it was true. I thought you told me you run a marathon. No, I didn't, friends. I'm sorry. And when the truth comes out, it's just so painful that everybody comes to realize that it was not okay. So I want us to finish with any questions that you may have. Do you have any final thoughts or questions about telling lies and how you can help someone that probably has lost all the trust? Let me hear you. What do you have, Sophie?
Well, if you lie, well, one, it will make your friend or whoever you lie to lose trust in you, and they might not trust you anymore. And two, like, if you lie to them, they will probably be disappointed. Like, if they say, let's say they say, I don't know, something like that makes them happy, like, do you like painting? And if you, let's say you don't like painting, but you tell them you do, and they're really happy that you like painting like them, and then they find out that it's a lie, it might like make them sad or disappointed.
That's so true. You know what? In this Bible story, Gehazi, his lie cost him his trust with Elisha. So guess what happened after that lie that he told Elisha? He basically stopped working for him. And not only that, but he got the same the leprosy that Naaman used to have. So lying will bring consequences, okay? That's something always really good to keep in mind. I think Allison talked to us about the consequences you may have for not being obedient, right? So always think about that, and lying brings consequences. Okay, what other questions you may have for us before we finish today? Nestor.
Do you have like another story that happened to you, like other than the glass door one?
When I told lies, telling a lie, yes, I do have other stories. Again, I'm not saying this because I'm very proud of, but I'm saying this because I want you to know that also I grew up facing some of the same challenges that you have. One day, I had an item that I brought to school, and I think that was elementary school, and it was when I was like in 5th grader. And guess what? I was telling all my friends that that item that I was bringing, it was actually an item that was used in one of the movies from Rambo. Okay, maybe your parents know about that movie, about Rambo. And I was telling, oh, you know what? My dad make a business trip, and guess what? He saw Rambo on an airplane, and he gave him this item. So look at it, look at it. This is something that is like out of the movie. And all my friends were like, wow. But guess what happened? That was not true. Okay, so sometimes we lie because we would like to impress our friends, we would like to be popular, we would like probably to be someone that will be in the spotlight. But you know what? Lying is not good, it's not healthy, and it will cost you. It will cost your trust and your credibility before others. Allison, you want to share something?
Well, not actually share, but I have a question for you.
Sure.
Did you tell your friends that you lied, or did they figure out? Or like what happened?
You know what? After trying to sustain that lie and keep it up with it, you can do it. You need to come back and say, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. It's not true. My dad never met Sylvester Stallone, the actor that makes the Rambo movies. So what I was showing you is just a replica. It's not an original item. It's just something that my dad bought, and I just wanted to share it with you. I wanted to show it to you. I wanted to just tell you, hey, look at what my dad has, and he was just pretending, and he was just lying. Thank you, Allison, for asking. Alexa?
Well, sometimes lying, if you do it so much, it kind of becomes a habit that you do, like something that you do more. And whenever you try to start covering up your lies with more and more lies, it's just more and more stuff that you're gonna be not trusted for. And you need to be trusted for some things.
Yes, that's very true. So again, my word of advice to all of you and all of our friends that they're watching is never give in to the temptation of lying. Always speak truth and nothing but the truth. And even you will not be the most popular person in the classroom, at your group, because you're always telling the truth. You know what? So be it. It's better than that, than just creating a lie and something that is fake, that is not you, and you would just have to be lying to try to sustain that lie. All right? Hey kids, you know what? I had a great time with you. Thank you so much for your questions. Thank you so much for your stories. Thank you for what you share with us. And as always, we have a great time learning together. And don't go anywhere, because the fun continues at LifeKids. So see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Hi kids, welcome to craft time. Today we have a super cool craft. As a matter of fact, we have done it before. We're gonna create our own stress relief ball. And I hope you guys have fun doing this. But before we start, I wanna remind you about our bottom line. And that is, when you are not truthful, you lose trust. So I want to encourage you to be truthful in everything you say and do. But now we're gonna start with our craft. So the materials that we're gonna need are a balloon, a spoon. We're gonna need some flour and a funnel. The first step is to grab our balloon and stretch it as much as you can. Once you do that, we're gonna grab our funnel and we're gonna place the balloon. We're gonna place it inside the balloon. Just like that. Now we're gonna grab a spoon and start pouring flour into the funnel. And we're gonna notice that it's gonna go inside the balloon. You can shake the funnel to make sure the flour is going inside. And you can even use a pencil to push the flour in. There. I'm gonna use my pencil again. All right, it's almost ready. Okay, now we're gonna remove the balloon from the funnel and we're gonna tie our balloon. There we go. Now, if you want, this is optional, you can grab a marker grab this one. And we're gonna draw a smiley face. And this is our final product. I hope you guys have fun doing this, and don't forget to share it with us through our social media. And don't go anywhere because the fun is not over. See you guys next week.
What an awesome craft time we just had. I hope you guys were following along and you created an amazing craft today. Now, before we move on or before we finish our service, let's say our big answer one more time. You guys ready? Let's do it. When you're not truthful, you lose trust. Now, I want you guys to say it even louder. I want your parents to hear you. Let's do it one more time. Say after me. When you're not truthful,
you
lose trust.
You lose trust.
Great job. Now, before we finish this service, let's finish it with a bang. Let's do something that we all love to do here on LifeKids. So everybody, please stand up on your feet and let's all praise Jesus.
There's a war going on. But when the enemy comes, no, I'm not gonna run. I'm gonna suit up, get tough, put on the armor of God. Yeah, cause I fight to win. I break through any change you try to put me in. Cause I'm strong, got my armor on. The devil's gonna run when he hears this song.
This is my battle cry.
gonna stand and fight. Suit up, it's going down. Yeah, cause I fight to win. I break through any change you try to put me in. Devil, I'm strong, got my armor on. Yeah, you're gonna run when you hear that it's time to suit up, it's going down.
This is my battle cry.
Get tough and hold my ground.
I'm gonna stand and fight 'cause
I am a warrior.
put on the armor of God.
Suit up, let's go. I'm never gonna stop, never gonna stop. Suit up, let's go.
Belt of truth,
Belt of truth,
breastplate of righteousness,
righteousness.
good news shoes.
Put on my good new shoes.
Put on your armor, shield of
I
faith,
got my shield of faith,
helmet of salvation,
salvation.
sword of the spirit. Put on your armor, belt of truth,
Belt of truth,
breastplate of righteousness,
righteousness.
good news
Put
shoes.
on my good new shoes.
Put on your armor, shield of
I
faith,
got my shield of faith,
helmet of salvation,
salvation.
sword of the
Yeah,
spirit.
yeah. With the power of Jesus' name, I'm not afraid. Suit up, it's going down.
This is my battle cry.
Get tough and hold my ground.
I'm gonna stand and fight 'cause
I am a warrior.
put on the armor of God.
Suit up, let's go. I'm never gonna stop, never gonna stop. Suit up, it's going down.
This is my battle cry.
Get tough and hold my ground.
I'm gonna stand and fight 'cause
I am a warrior.
put on the armor of God.
Suit up, let's go. I'm never gonna stop, never gonna stop. Suit up, let's go.
Hey LifeKids, thank you for watching this week's video. We hope you can stay tuned for next week's.
That's right.
Bye!
Bye.